Hello all, welcome back to the session. Let's see, I think, yep, let's give one more minute. Just give me a second. Hello all, welcome back to the session. Sorry for the delay. Just had some background too many noises. I just reduced it. So, welcome back to the session. So, this is day two, and let me start sharing my screen. And any doubts here so far till now, like anything from the course perspective or anything from yesterday's session or something like that? Okay, so if there is no issues, let's continue it up. I hope, can you see my screen? Is my screen visible? Can someone like ping it like yes, no, something on the chat? Hello all, is my voice audible? Can someone like ping or chat?
Yes, you are audible. I'm
Yeah,
able to see your
is
screen.
my screen visible?
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
yeah.
Fine, fine. No problem. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for it. So in today's agenda, like, did you try to install, like, say, the what is it, the Android Studio by any chance, or have you already installed it, or how is it? Like, any chance? Like, have you tried installation part of it? So today's agenda will be like we'll install Android Studio. We will see some basic things about Android and iOS. So today what we will be checking into is like say Android Studio, okay?
Mhm.
And we'll see about the difference between simulator and emulator, what it can do. So we saw a brief about it and
Right.
also like how to create emulator we'll see actually because since most of
Oh,
people are in Windows. Okay. If you don't mind, like, can you mute yourself in case if you don't have any doubts? Yeah, so that the others don't get distracted. Yeah, thank you. How to create an emulator and we'll play around with the emulators. Okay. And also let's see what is like some few or like say few ADB commands. And also let's see about Yeah, so let's have this in pipeline, and if time permits, we'll move on to some iOS concepts, I would say. So these are some of the basics, okay, before we jump into the APM real part. So some basic concepts, I would say. Okay, so for Android Studio, I think like yesterday we went to the Google and then we searched for something called Android Studio, and you would get it over here, the first link, Android developers link, and there is the latest version available. So you can just click over here and you can see at the bottom terms and conditions. Just click the check mark and then you can proceed with that. So based upon the mission, so it can be like say mine, I'm currently using a Mac mission, so I need to check whether it's an Intel or Mac mission by clicking on this Apple, about this, and we have this one. Okay, so if it's M1, it's going to be a Mac. So if it's other thing, like say it will be like Intel chipset, it will show it over there. So you can install it up. Okay, so it's just a pretty simple. Like if I have a Mac Apple chip, you can see it will start to download it. Okay, so I've already downloaded it, so I'm not downloading it again because it's quite a huge file. So I'll cancel it. And once you download it, just double click it, it will install. So I'll just l- don't change any configuration or anything over there. Okay, so it will affect it. Okay, so let's keep as the default thing as possible. Okay, so let's have it like that for now, and then we'll install it up. Okay, and also let's see about it. One second. So are you all using your Windows or your Mac machines by any chance? You're
Windows
using.
only.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
mine is Mac, and this chat is disabled. I'm not able
Ah,
to write
you're not
anything.
able to chat or anything. Okay. It's enabled from my side. I think someone Indra has pinged in. Maybe let. Yeah, it is disabled. That's true.
And
Yes, I'm not sure why. Okay, it is enabled. Yeah. Can you
um,
try trying it? Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
not sure for me.
it's
It
disabled. Huh?
says you can't send message because you are not the member of the chat. I'll
Ah,
I don't know. I need to log into Teams and
log into
then
Teams, maybe. Yeah, maybe
okay,
that
okay,
might
yeah.
be
I'll
the issue.
try again. Okay, sorry.
Sure, no problem. If anything is there, you can unmute yourself. We have
Yeah,
an alternative also. Yeah, thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so maybe for Mac users, it'll be quite simple. Like say once you download it, uh, you can just drag and drop to the application and let the default be there. But for Windows user, maybe let me quickly connect my Windows machine and then tell you. Okay, because these are some primary things like we need to have before we start our APM as it is, and the installation is quite easy. It's not as tough, I would say. So that is the reason. Okay, just a minute. Just give me a moment. Just give me a second. Let me connect my Windows machine. Okay, so that we can check the Windows as well. Forgot to connect it. Just a second. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry, I'm connecting the windows. Okay, just a second, guys. I think there is some problem. Okay, just a second, guys. It's connecting. But for Mac users, let me show you. So meanwhile, it's getting connected. So when once you download it up, right? So you can press control command, control space bar where you'll get the search like this, and you can go for the Android Studio and click on this Android Studio, I would tell. Okay. And by any chance, like most of you, in case if you have created your project, you will land up like this actually, but most of us are new, maybe like you might land up on this screen. Right now you see it on my screen. This screen you'll be landing it up. So this for Mac users, I would tell. Okay. And you can create a new project. So why we are creating a new project technically, this is something like say to see the emulator, we are checking it up. Oh, just a second, guys. Just give me a minute. Okay, so you can create a new project over here. Okay, just a second, guys. I'll join it in Windows Mission. Okay, okay. I think. Okay, so it's joining in the Windows. Meanwhile, we can see this one. No issues. Okay, I think it's echoing. I guess. Just a moment. Yeah. So I will make one of my windows as a presenter, I would say. So just a second. I'll show you the full flow right now, how it is getting. I can't make myself as a presenter. But Okay, so can you see my screen now by any chance? My Windows screen? You can ping it in the chat. So in case if it's not visible, just to let me know. So, but how do we do it from the start? I would say it's a pretty easy one. I can show you. So from here, we need to go to google.com and search for Android Studio, and this Android Studio will be available. And as I told you, like depending upon the mission, it changes. So I need to click this Android Studio, and bottom if I go, you can see I'm on a Windows machine, so it changes accordingly. So I click over here and it starts to download it. Okay, so it's like 1.3 GB. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds and then I'll show you the step-by-step process. So in case if you guys want to install it side by side, feel free to install it up. Okay, maybe at the end of 5-10 minutes we can see like if any doubts or any configuration issues, because this is always the starting point. As you know, like yesterday we saw SDK, software development kit, and if you want Android to be available in your Mac machine or your Windows machine, so this installation is mandatory. Without this installation you cannot have your SDKs. So why SDK is important? When you connect your device to your machine, it needs to detect it. Okay, and if it wants to detect it, it needs to know the SDK version. So can someone tell what is SDK version? Yesterday we saw something. Anyone can tell SDK version what is it? Can someone recollect what is SDK version? It is nothing but the API levels. So yesterday I showed you, right? When we open it, like we can see some levels available, API levels like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So now your Android version would be 16. So it has a certain level. So that level only we call it as a SDK, software development kit. So if the SDK version is different from the device to the laptop that you're connecting, it will not detect your device. Okay, so that's the reason the SDK is very important. Okay, always your SDK matters. Okay, so let's have a quick show around how the SDK will look like when you try to install it up. So the installation is quite same both in Mac and iOS. In Mac you need to drag and drop, but in in Windows it's like this exe file will be available. Just double click it. Pretty simple. Okay, so let's wait for few seconds. Okay, it is done. So let me check in my downloads folder whether it is available. So an exe should be available here. Yes, it is there. Just double clicking it. So this acts only in my machine. So remove the protection and open. So it shouldn't ask in your mission because my mission this kind of office laptop. So that's the reason they have their own security. And let's wait for it. Yeah, it asks for a pop-up over here, something. Maybe it's not available. It's like an admin pop-up. Click yes. And this is how the installation goes. So whatever is the default path, let it be there. Okay, don't disturb it. So I have a previous version, it seems, so it is uninstalling it. Maybe click next and I'll continue it. Let's see. Welcome to Android setup. This is the first one. Click next. So both should be ticked in over here. Android Studio and virtual device both should be available. Click next. And here as well, the path where the Android Studio will be installed is there. Keep it as it is. Okay, so do not change it. Click next. These are the things. Let it be the default. Click install. Pretty simple. That's all. It will be extracting it. It will be installing. Let's wait for a few seconds. So even in Mac machine, this would be the same. So there is no difference, I would say. Okay, let's wait for a couple of seconds. Should be done. Okay, completed. Click next. And it comes to the start Android. So this is how it will be installed. Okay, so you can see. Okay, this is how the installation will be available since I already have it, right? So the project is opening, but I can close this one. Let's see. Close project, terminate, and this is how it would be there. And once you create it, so you can create a new project over here and let it be an empty project. Click next. Give a name for it. It can be any name. And why we are doing this is like say in order to start your emulator and install the SDKs. Okay, right now only the Android Studio is installed. To install the SDK, you need to go inside and install it. Okay, so that's the reason. So click it over here, and here it will ask for the minimum SDK version. So 11 is a very old version, okay, Android version. So best to have something like 15 or 16. Okay, 15 or 16 over here. So maybe I'll go with the 16 since most it tells you like say over here itself 7.5 percentage of devices use 16. So maybe let's see 15. It's like 26. So we'll go with the 16 version. Okay, and also like in case if you're trying to connect your real devices, right, make sure that SDK version is installed from here. Okay, maybe can I know what is your SDK version is about in your Android device, real device if you're using it? Maybe I can start with mine. I have a Google Pixel. I have 16 version. So I go with the 16. So how about you guys? Maybe anyone can ping or unmute yourself. What is your Android version that you're using? And next major question, do you know how to identify your Android version? Anyone? Do you know how to identify your Android version? Okay, if you don't know, no issues. Let me quickly connect it. Okay, think I can show it. Let me see. Uh, okay, let's install this and then I'll show you. Okay, just you can click on finish. Okay, so I'll show you because I need to project it. So how to project it? I need to connect it to my Android Studio. Then only I can project it. So over here it is there, and you can see the running devices. Let's see. Pixel 6a as you can see it. So if you want to see which is your Android version, just swipe down. Okay, and there is a settings option available at the bottom. Click on the settings. Then some people will go inside and do settings. That is also fine. You go to the about phone and you have this Android version. So mine is a 16 version, as you can see it. Similarly, you can find your respective version and install. So let's assume a scenario in the front drop down, you just gave the default. So how do I install the latest version in that case? So just you can go to settings over here, SDK manager, and we have the SDK platform. So you can see over here, even I gave 16 over there, it's not yet installed for me over here. Only it is partially installed over here, as you can see it. So what I will do, I will click this latest one. You can see the download option available, and 15, okay, let it be there, no problem. Okay, 16, click on apply. You can see it will ask for the installation and how many MB is available. You can see my hard disk size is 150, around 146 GB. So it's going to be consuming around 450. So it's still fine. I'll click OK and it will start to download it. This is how you need to download any SDKs. Okay. Any doubt here so far till now? Okay, just give me a, let's give it a few seconds before it installs. Okay, it's taking a bit more time than expected. Let's wait for a few more seconds. So once it installs, right? So all your SDK, you should be able to access it. That means your device, you should be able to access it. And the first and foremost thing is, like say in our automation, we need to tell our automation script like what device I'm going to access. So to access the device, okay, like you need to have the device ID. Okay, so I'll tell you how to get the device ID. So technically, we need to be familiar with the ADB commands. Okay, so ADB commands are quite simple. It's not a complex one, I would say. So let's see how we can do it. Yeah, it finished installation. Let's give finish. You can see now it's installed. So along with this, go to your SDK tool. These things needs to be installed, but you can see there is updates available. Let's quickly do that one, because sometimes if we are not on the latest, it might not work properly. So SDK build tool will help us to build the SDKs. Android emulator will help us to make our emulators faster, and Android SDK platforms is nothing but this is a platform based tool which will help us the stability of the emulators. So again, do a check mark on these stuffs, click apply, you get the hard disk size, you okay, so it should install faster. Okay, so this is how you can upgrade it, you can install new things inside your Android Studio SDK parts. Okay, so is it clear? So the same process is followed inside your Mac as well. So yesterday I showed in Mac and today it's something like I'm showing it in the Windows. So Windows users can benefit from today. Okay. Okay. So let's click on finish and let's click on OK. And before clicking on OK, a few other points like the SDK location is this path. Okay, don't forget it. Let this be like say what will be the default path. But if you want to change it, you can still change, no issues. Okay, and click on OK. That's it. Now you can see my running devices, medium phone. Okay, what happened? Hmm. Wait, it's not connecting my real device. It was showing now. Yeah, now it will show. Yes, this is my real device. So let's add it over here and you can see it. But if it is going to be a real device, you want to use it up, right? You need to do some configuration settings. That means like if you want to connect your real device to any machine, whether it's a Windows machine or a Mac machine, you need to do some setup. So what is that setup is like say, you can go to the system, sorry, not the system. So you can go to the about phone and if you scroll to the last, there is a build number available. Okay, tap it 7 times and you can see I've already been a developer, so it's no need to do it. But if you want to connect a real device, you need to do like this 7 times so that when you go to the system inside the settings system, you can see some developer options available. So this developer options will have some hidden features, functions for the device to work. But be cautious in case if you're using any banking applications in your Android phone, you need to turn it off and then use it. Because if there is a banking application, right? For example, HDFC, if I want to open, it will not allow me to open. Okay. Actually, okay. The screen becomes blank because there's a privacy issue because it will tell you an error like say disable the debugging mode. Don't be afraid. Okay, so it is something like say even screenshot I can't take it. Okay, then it's a good idea, you can experience it. Like if you open your banking application with USB debugging mode, it will not allow you to open. Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, so if you are using your banking application, disable this one. Okay, but if you disable this one, when you want to test it, you need to enable it back. But the main feature not lies in only this radio button or the button itself. The main one lies in the USB debugging mode. So USB debugging mode should be always turned on. Okay, it should not be turned off. When this is turned on only, it can connect to your device. If not, there will be some errors. Okay, is the setup clear? Is it simple? Maybe Indra, is it clear? Like say you are not able to identify the Android version, I believe so. Any doubts? Anything so far? All good? Yeah, thank you. So any other doubts here so far till now? Okay. So if there is no other doubts, let me switch back to my Mac machine. Okay. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. Let me switch back and then. Meanwhile, were you able to follow it? If I'm fast, kindly let me know. I'll slow it down. So we are always open to feedbacks. Okay, so let me share my Mac screen now. So I hope now it's visible, I would say. So let me know if it's not visible. So here also in Mac, I go to the empty activity, click next. So I will have the 16 version, finish. We get it to do it up like this. Okay, and this is it, enabled it. So once it is enabled and your SDK, so let's list it down what we did. Okay, as a flow. So first thing, Android Studio download. Then second one, SDK download. So this depends on which version of your device preference. Okay. And the next thing should be enabling in real device. So first we need to go to about phone, click 7 times the build number. Then fourth one, we get the developer option uh, enabled in settings under system menu, and fifth option, enable the USB debugging option. Okay, these are the steps. So I'll just ping it to you so that you can just register it. But these steps are already available, I would say, in our documentation. Okay, so once you are in officially, like the documents, everything, you'll be having it up. Yes, yeah. Is that something? Oh, okay. Please let me know if there is something. Okay. So this is how we do it up. And let's do one command today, like say how to recognize my device ID. Okay, in Android also you need to have the device ID in order for you to automate it. For that, if you are using a Mac, you need to go to the terminal. Okay, or if you are using your Windows machine, go to the command prompt. So I'm going to the terminal and I'm going to give ADB space devices. This is the command. And you can see my connected device ID is listed down here. So this device ID is mandatory in order to do with your automation. Okay, or we can call it as a UDID, Uniform Device ID. Sorry, Unique Device ID. I would say. Sorry about that. Not uniform, unique device ID. Okay. Okay. So ADB devices is one of the command of ADB. Okay. So what is this command to? Command to check the device ID, Android device ID, I would say. So here ADB refers to Android debug bridge. Okay, and devices, it will list out all the devices connected. And each device will have a unique device ID. It will not be the same. Okay. Okay, so any doubts, anything so far? How do you find device ID? Yeah, okay. I hope this answers that question. Is it fine? So once all the setup is done, you can go to the terminal or the command prompt based upon the OS and then give the command ADB devices. Yeah, thank you. So the next thing would be like say to creating the emulator. So emulator creation is again not a tedious task. It's a very easy one. But before going to emulators and simulator, let's see what is the difference, I would say. Okay. So there is a quite a lot of differences between emulator and simulator, and let's see it up first. Why it is too slow? Maybe my internet is very slow. Okay. Yep. Yes. I hope you can see my screen. I've zoomed in. So these are the categories we maintain. So emulator and simulator, the purpose, okay, the common usage, the speed, technology, and which version of APM and stuff we use it. So we categorize it like this. An emulator, so it mimics the hardware and software features, whereas simulator, it's only the software. And common usage, emulator is Android only and simulator is iOS only. Don't mix it up because a lot of people I see they mix it up. Okay, and speed for emulator it is slower. Why? Because the hardware is involved, and simulator it is fast. So because only software is available, there is no hardware. Okay, as we discussed like in last two sessions or one session, like if it's like a simulator, like your Bluetooth, your GPS, those hardware features will be disabled. Okay, and for accuracy of testing, so that's majorly important. So emulator is high, but simulator is low. So obviously they are forcing us to buy the iOS devices. So that's the reason the cloud came into picture. So you can pay, use it, or rent it out, use it, and then leave it as it is. No need to own the device. And technology used actually. So some people were asking why that what is the technology. So for the apps I would say, but for emulator and simulator these are the things like quick emulator to replicate ARM and Intel processor, we call it abbreviated as QEMU. Okay, and for simulator the user Mac OS framework to mimic the iOS environments. Okay, so that's why when you use your simulator your Mac machine is mandatory. So without Mac machine, your simulator doesn't work. And the file formats it supports, like say emulator supports .apk and your simulator supports zip file or IPA files. Okay. So how do we get these files? So these will be given by the developers. They'll post it out. Okay. For emulator, it's emulator or real device. The format is same .apk. But for simulator, we have .zip or IPA files depending upon whether you use your real device or your simulators. Okay, so mostly for simulators, they have zip files, but in some cases, you can use IPA files as well. And dependency, it works on Windows and Mac. Your emulator, your simulator works only on your Mac. Okay, and the APM, so how it is compatible with your APM. So technically, emulators we call it as an Android Virtual Device Manager. So that's what in the next few minutes we are going to do. So it can manage, create, delete, update all your emulators. Okay, one at a time. In simulator, we have the Xcode. So that will also will be, you don't need to create it as it is, because they will have they will have automatically be available. So in Android you need to create it, but in simulator, that means in an emulator it will be you need to create it, but in simulator they will have already the list of things available, just you need to start it. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, you need to just start it. Okay, so let's see about it. I'll give you a screenshot of this one. Okay, a quick screenshot. In your interviews, definitely there will be a question on this one. Okay, so just have a quick look, I would say. Just a quick ping. Yeah, ping it to all the groups. Yeah, okay, just for your reference. Now getting back to the Android Studio, how to create a virtual device. So real device, as you saw how I connected it up. Okay, so it's not a big deal or a rocket science, but for a real device, sorry, virtual device, go to the device manager over here. You can see a small icon over here, device manager. So there is a plus symbol available over here, and there is a create or select actually. So create virtual device and select remote device. Select remote device is nothing but any device available, you can select it out. That means like you can how I selected my Pixel device, right? That's the way. So now our motive is like, say we are going to create a virtual device. So we click this plus symbol and you see an option create virtual device. Okay, so I'm going to click on the virtual device, create virtual device. Just a second. Just a second, guys. Yep, sorry about it. Just got a nose block. So you will get to this page. So from here, like say, you can choose your device, I would say, phone or tablet or Wear OS or anything actually, whatever you want to test it. So I'll give like say Pixel 9 or maybe don't try to create more virtual devices because it will again load your hard disk. So let's keep it minimal and then click next, and which version of software you need to test. So this is also important. Okay, so here you need to choose which software you need to use, because sometimes there might be issues, like some people might have the latest device with some old softwares available, so even that you can test it out. Okay, so you can have it over here and then click next, which software you want. So right now here also you can download it. Like if you want the 16, just download it over here. So it will be downloaded. You can see 1.8 GB will be added. Okay. So that's why I told you, like, don't have all the versions, all the devices. Your hard disk will be filled in. So just have whatever you require it. Okay. So that should be very well sufficient. So for me, let's have it as a 16th. If you want to download it from here, you can download it still. Yeah. So this is not for the mission, but for the virtual device. Okay, got it. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, let's give it some few more seconds. So you can see different things are getting downloaded. Okay, and finally we give the finish. So I have the 36 version selected. That's Android 16. Click next. And these are the default things. Let's have it as it is and click on finish. That's it. This is how it works. And your device will be listed here. So this is my physical device. So from the type you can identify it. Physical means it's a real device. Virtual means it's a virtual device. So once you click on this play button, it will be started. Okay, this is loading. You can see at the bottom starting AVD, and even over here there is a loader available in the running devices. I think there should be one more tab over here for emulators. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. First time when it does, it takes a little bit time. You can see even this ADB pop-up comes in. So first time it will take a bit time, okay, but later on it should be fine. As in when you can see over here, the Pixel 9 has come in and you can see connecting to the emulators. This is how it works. Okay. So this is why the emulators and simulators are beneficial, because you can have the latest device and you can put the older version of Android or anything, and then you can still automate it. So there will be some user based scenarios also coming like this quite a lot. So your emulators and simulators will be that much useful, I would say. Okay, so I told you first time when it starts, it will be slower, but soon it should be faster. But since it's an emulator, right, the things will be little slow. This is how you create it up. So I would say let's pause it for here today. So it's almost 8. So any doubts, anything, we can clarify it now. So tomorrow we'll see the iOS part, how to create a simulator and stuff. So, and some basics, how to get the UDID, device ID, all those stuffs, and then we can proceed it further. Yeah. Okay. So any doubts, anything, we can check it now. Okay. So if there is no doubts, feel free to drop off. And thanks for attending the session. Thanks for your time as well, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.